to start it out with your whiskey?
We can, sure. All right. Check some audios. Hopefully everything's going. It says excellent connection tonight. So I'm hoping that we do have excellent connection.
Maybe.
Well, YouTube looks money. Facebook says we're live. And we'll hopefully see if this works out. We tried different stream codes, played with a bunch of shit, whatever. So welcome back, 100 Proof Whitetails. We got some good. We got some not so good. And we'll be answering all the questions along the way with it.
Yeah.
Tell us about Cut and Dry.
Well, we'll start her off with the whiskey of the night.
Whiskey of the night, because there is some good news, I decided that I'm going to put another little hammer on this Russell's 13. This was my best find last year. So
I like the Russell's 10.
Yeah, if you like the 10, this one's a little bit hotter. But this one is, it would have been in my top whiskeys of the year, but I enjoyed too much of it. There wasn't going to be enough of it to go into the
Wow, you shared a lot of it with friends.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, this one, Joe
put a hurting on that.
Joe put a hurting on this one for me.
He enjoyed it.
Yep.
Very much.
Well, yeah. So Russell's 13 is the one of the night. My wife says looks and sounds much more clear. Well, maybe that was it. Maybe we just need to reset all the stream keys every time, and
that was it.
It could be.
Maybe not every time. Maybe just every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah. So, and as I say that, we go back.
Yeah. This guy.
Yeah, every time. Yeah. You jinxed it.
So what do you think? We're just gonna roll right into your.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can do it that way.
After you wrap that up and we answer some questions, we can roll into.
Yeah, sure. So, been kind of laying off my family's piece of property. Been hunting a little bit. Saw some of the nice bucks, that are good up and comers and stuff like that. Persistence for you. Yeah. And we'll see how this goes. But yeah, so just had a couple bucks, a couple good ones, and just one that I was really after at the farm. That's really kind of the only hit lister we had was buck we called Curly, and kind of if you've been following along with the posts, all that stuff, we got a couple of Curly sheds here, and I was fortunate enough opening morning to have me be at the right place at the right time and Curly be at the wrong place at the wrong time. So got a couple of his sheds here. Didn't pick up any of last year's sheds. Yep, I just say that video quality, but got his 2-year-old shed here. This is when he was 3. We're assuming his 4-year-old set. I didn't pick up or find, but he kind of went MIA kind of mid-January last year.
And you're thinking he's 5.
I'm thinking he's 5. Yeah,
but you're still sending his teeth out to
the
wildlife analytics there.
Yep. Teeth are going out to wildlife analytics, which ours should be back hopefully by muzzleloader season.
Yeah,
on all of our ages.
Curious to know ages of our gun bucks last year.
Right. So, yeah. So I was sitting there, had a spot. Went out the last day of bow season, and it was pouring rain. If anybody was out there, and so I said, I'm already wet. I said, so I walked around and pulled probably 8 or 10 cameras on the way out. Got out of the stand probably 20, 30 minutes early. So the last half hour of shooting light, I was walking around pulling cards. Super rainy. Had only seen a couple deer that night, way off. So I was pulling some cards and got back to K&M because we did that live broadcast at K&M that night.
Yeah, your teeth.
Yep, we were over at K&M on deer season eve doing a fresh crack over there with the folks at K&M. And I was looking through pictures before we got fired up and had a bunch of Curly at this one camera, probably I'd probably say 6 or 7 times in the last 10 days. So he'd been there quite a bit. Frequenting and kind of a mid-morning frequent. So I was like, okay, so like 9,
10 o'clock?
Yeah, 8 or 9 o'clock. Yep, kind of mid-early morning. And so I was like, okay. I said, I looked at the wind, everything like that. It was a northwest wind that morning. So I was like, that works out real good for that spot by, where that camera location was. And looked at the 1 year rule, and he slots back over on that side of the property, right on cue. And so I got up in there first thing in the morning, probably I think I was in there a little bit before 6 o'clock, and then was sitting there waiting, listening to the owls hoot and all that stuff. And I look down power line right away where I'm set up, and I see a deer come out. Um, you know, see a deer come out down the power line, and I look over and I glass it, and I can see it's a buck. I can see a little bit of antler on top of his head, but I see the body's a good sized body. So I'm like, okay, so that's a good buck, and it's probably 10 minutes before legal shooting or so. And
So just cutting it here. What were you toting opening morning?
I had the 270, the Mossberg Patriot, chambered in 270, and I had my 357 Magnum too that I carried with me.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So good question. So I'm setting up there, and I'm looking at this deer, and he's kind of working, kind of across the power line, and I can see him, and he kind of gets down in this little wet dip, and I can't see him because of the hill, and I'm like, oh, he lost him for about 5 minutes, and he starts, heading to the, kind of like almost like he was already heading north, and I couldn't tell what buck it was. I just saw it was a decent buck, and like I said, about 5 minutes rolls by, and I'm thinking, yeah, he probably just mows it through or whatever. Next thing I know, I kind of look back to my left, and I kind of see that dark silhouette, kind of gray figure coming up the hill, and I'm like, oh, I said, there's probably the same deer. Put the binoculars back up, and I'm like, that's a good buck. I'm like, that's
all
a
by
good one.
himself.
All by himself. I'm like, that's a good buck. And yeah, if he'd had a doe with him, he probably would have been there and gone already.
Yeah.
Skirted her right across. But anyway, he was coming up the hill there, kind of right by the utility pole, and I thought he was this pretty good 3-year-old that a couple of the neighbors have seen, and one of them got a crack at him actually opening weekend and missed him. I thought it was him at first, and he turns his head, and I see his short G4 or G3s. Yeah, G4s. He doesn't have G4s. His short G3s. And as soon as he turned his head, I saw the short G3 and that big hook brow on that left side, and I'm like, oh, that's Curly. Pull my phone up, and it's like, I think it said 627 or whatever. And I'm like, shoot. I said, it's not legal. And so I get down on the rifle, and I put him in the crosshairs, and I'm looking at him. And little inside tip for you guys for last light and first light, I always set my phone with an alarm, just make sure it's vibrate only, so that my phone starts going off at first light and last light. And it's a really cool part of this story. So I get down on the gun, and I'm watching him.
I always call Ben 5 minutes before
Yeah.
legal or 5 minutes after.
Yeah.
No,
So yeah, Nate throws me off. Oh, I got climbed down.
No,
That's just Nate calling me.
I'm just kidding.
That's just Nate calling me. So I get down on the rifle, and it's like 6:27. I looked at my phone quick, and I'm just like, I said, shoot. I said, I'm not even gonna look at my phone. And I, put it back in the pocket. I said, it'll vibrate, and if it vibrates, we'll make it happen on him. And he's probably only freaking 60 yards from me at this point. And I got the crosshairs right on the front of his chest, behind his shoulder, and I'm literally watching him, dude, and it feels like it's taking forever. Because it was, that's...
It's almost like waiting to punch out at work. It's like that last minute takes forever.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, come on, will you turn?
Yep. And so I'm following him, and I'm scooching over on the rifle, and then I feel the rifle hit the window on the blind. I was in one of our power blinds that morning because I wanted to be able to shoot that power line right away. So I figured he'd be more to the west, but he came from the west coming east. But anyway, so I feel the side of the rifle hit the tower, and it's just out in front of his brisket with the crosshairs. And I'm like, I said, oh, shoot. I said, this is going to be it. I said, because if he keeps going north, he's going to go right in that trail St. Patrick came out of the night I killed St. Patrick last year. I said, and he's going to go up into the bedding area, and I said, it's going to be it. And as soon as, I'm getting on it, and he starts to take a couple more steps, and I just give it that little turn in the seat of the chair, just enough to push it against the window and get out and around it, phone goes, vroom, vroom, Safety gets clicked on the rifle, boom, freaking right on him. And I see him take off. I see him run through a couple of the windows of the tower blind, and I'm sitting there, and then it's just quiet, and I just hear like two good crashes. But everything was so frosty and crunchy that morning. Like, I thought he went in the brush. He actually only made it probably about 5 feet into the brush, but it was him crashing through all those turnips and stuff out in front of me to the kind of to the northeast to where he ran. Um, but yeah, so call dad, call everybody, and actually talking to the neighbors. They were like, yeah, we heard the shot, and then we look at our phones and we're like, oh, that like you shot right at legal. I was like, yeah, I had to watch this deer for 10 minutes, man, before. So you want to talk about shooting them right at the second hand of the legal? That's what he was. Now, whether he would have kept working in front of me, I figure he's probably going up in that bedding. That'd be my guess. Whether he was going to bed or if he was looking for a girlfriend, one way or the other. So I guess we've kind of spent on it too long. Got to pull him out. So this is good old Curly. Nice 5.5-year-old, solid buck. We haven't taped him. We're going to tape him quick for everybody here on the show tonight. But this was it, dude. This was my number one dude. And I was showing Nate some pictures when he got over here.
Carries his mask nice through his beams.
Oh, yeah. Just
his brow tine's bladed.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, when he turned that head, because he's coming up that hill at me.
Carries mask at his tines, too.
Yeah, coming up that hill straight at me, and when he gave me that turn, saw that, and saw that, I was like, oh, no, that's Curly. That's Curly. So
give him a little history on why his name was Curly. I think most of the people know that you like to pick themes.
Yeah.
For every year.
Yeah, that's kind of been the thing.
And the Three Stooges, because you had 3 up and comers.
Yep.
That you were watching.
Yeah, it was 3 8-pointers. Would have been. So 1, 2, 3. Going on 4 years ago.
It was brothers in bond.
Yeah, good old 3 8-pointers back then. They were all 8-pointers, all hung together.
It was Curly, Mo,
Larry.
And Larry. That's right.
Yep. And so.
Larry got it pretty young.
No, Larry was last year.
Larry got shot last year?
Larry and Mo got killed last year.
I thought Larry was 3 when he got killed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm mistaken.
Nope. Both Larry and Mo 4. Both of them went 4 last year. So Curly, the whole name Curly got his name is because of that shed there from when he was 2. He was the first one that got named out of all the Three Stooges. The first one that got named and the last one that got knocked down. He had that messed up G2 there when he was a 2-year-old. And like I said, he ran with the 2 other 8-pointers at the time. Larry was an 8-point his whole life, and Mo blew up. Like Mo's blow up. I mean, we've talked about it on the show in the past, but Mo was one of those deer that was like this at like 3. And then when he jumped to 4, he was almost pushing 170. Just made that huge jump. And again, you never know because they're just like individuals. It's like that kid that, is the same height as you going away for summer vacation and he comes back and all of a sudden he's 6'3" and dunking basketballs, But yeah, so that's kind of how they got their names. He was the first one named and he was the last one to make it. So yeah, so that's the kind of the backstory with Curly when we had the naming and all that stuff. He was on the list last year, but last year I was fortunate enough we had quite a few good ones running around. This year, not as many older bucks running around, but I got Hornet last year in St. Patrick. Dad killed double wide and halfway. So, and then they killed Larry up on the north end, and then they killed Hank killed Mo down on the south end. So kind of everywhere in between, and he probably got killed about smack dab in between the middle of them. So, but yeah, that's kind of the backstory with Curly, and he's just cool buck. Gonna miss him, and he was definitely down a ton of weight from what he was in October. But got a couple comments come in. Sorry, I missed them during the story. Bo Hunt says Ben, the big buck slayer Williams, congrats. I appreciate that, Bo. We work hard at it to try to put ourselves in the best positions to do it, and we're fortunate enough to have some good pieces of ground to hunt too. That's a big piece of it. piece that my dad worked real hard to buy back in 2007, and been working at it, ever since, and we don't stop working on it. So, um, and then we'll see, because it doesn't sound like D, the buck I was chasing over at my grandmother's farm, anybody's seen him or killed him yet. So we'll see if he makes it till December. Dad said he's getting a wild hair. He's like, I think I want to go kill that buck that you couldn't kill.
Just to rub it in your face.
Oh yeah.
See, you killed his buck. He wanted to kill Curly.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, nah, and then he was like, nah, he's like, actually, I'd probably let him go. Just my dad busted on me. But no, it was good. He was there to recover the deer with me. My wife came, took some pictures and all that stuff. But yeah, it was nice to be able to share that with Dad. And we got to use his brand new Kubota. Shortest drag that I've ever had, 5 feet to the bucket.
I was in the bucket.
Man, that's nice. I don't know how we did it for all those years without a tractor, dude. Dragging them all the way through the hardwoods, up the hills, all that crap.
You guys didn't even like throw them on a 4-wheeler or nothing?
Yeah, we once in a while would throw them on the 4-wheeler, but the problem is that king cloud get too heavy, flip over going up any of the hills and stuff. We front racked a couple of them and stuff too over the years, but yeah. Bo says, "Where's the guy's Huntworth stuff?"
Oh yeah, I got to model that.
Yeah,
I got to model the Huntworth yet. It did come in. And I got it through the wash. I sent it through my whole scent routine. And I gotta say, it's pretty nice stuff. I mean, for the price, I mean,
you got a full kit.
Oh yeah, I went
top to bottom with it.
I went all out with it. But I gotta say, it's nice stuff. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm kind of excited to try it out in a little more of the, I guess, colder temps we get later.
The field testing.
The real field testing when it starts snowing and blowing.
It's going to be cold next week, dude. They're talking highs and low 30s.
See what it's really made of. But I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's comfortable, everything. I mean, everything seems to fit good. So.
Yeah. And then Dave Todd says, "Congrats, Ben. Awesome buck." Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. And hopefully the audio and video has been staying decent for you guys. It keeps telling me error message on the screen, so I'm hoping it is. But so yeah, you said your scent control routine. So you got a fresh set of clothes. What is your scent control routine kind of for that stuff?
I run it through the washer. When I use Dead Downwind laundry detergent.
Yep.
Give it a good bath in that, and then I hang it out on my front porch on a bunch of little screw-in hooks and let it air dry, and then it goes in the ozone locker after it dries, and then I give her
let her cook.
Give her a good half-hour shot of ozone, and then usually before I go hunting, I'll give it like a 5-minute shot just to kind of.
Right.
I'll get up, I'll get my coffee going, I'll go in there, hit the ozone locker for 5 minutes, go do my scent shower, and then usually by the time I'm done with my shower, my coffee, and the ozone thing's done, I'll throw my under layers on, or my sweatpants, depending on how cold it is, how many layers I got on, and then throw my coffee in a thermos, throw my insulated layers. It's cold out. My outer layers, whether it's the thin layer or the insulated layer, I'll throw them in my, it's not really a scent bag, but I guess my camel bag.
Yeah.
You run a tote. I have a bag that I carry with it. I'll throw my outers in there, grab my boots off of the dryer. I'll put my boots on. Well, I throw my, what do you call them? Crocs on.
Yep.
Then I'll throw my boots on and throw my outers on when I get to this spot and head on out. But I will admit I get lazy sometimes and I'll just throw shit on and go because I'm 5 minutes down the road. But usually gun season I get a little lazier with it.
And then your Dead Downwind spray too. Is that what you run?
For the field spray, yeah, I'll run Dead Downwind field spray, and then I get there, throw my stuff on, do a quick shoot of the field spray. I like that Conquest Evercom. I've definitely seen a big improvement ever since I started using that of deer crossing my tracks and it not bothering them.
Right.
A lot of younger deer will follow your tracks because of that smell.
Mm-hmm.
But it's supposed to be just like a deer herd scent. It's not supposed to be like a doe and heat scent or anything.
Yeah.
But I'll throw just a quick hit of that on the heel of my boot, and then I walk out to the stand.
Gotcha.
But I mean, more times than not, I've had mature does cross my tracks, and they'll stop and they'll smell it, and then you might look in the direction because it's funny how they know which direction you're walking,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll smell it, and they might look in your direction. Some of them will follow it. Most of the time, they just keep doing whatever they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just acknowledge it and move on.
Right. And
they don't really get any crazy spooked about it.
The big key, I think, with boots is your boots just get used for hunting. They don't go into the gas station or any of that other stuff. They're hunting boots, and that's what they're used for. They go in the back of the truck or whatever, and that's it. That's the only place they ride.
You got to keep them for hunting. Keep them.
Yeah. Because any of that, external scents or whatever on them it makes a huge difference for the amount of scent that you lay down on the ground when you're walking in and out. As long as you're not bushwhacking back into spots, I think that's huge. Is just keeping that boot smell to the minimum. Because then once you're on your stand, you should have a stand location that you're hunting that works, so you're not blowing it into where deer are anticipating they're coming from. Your best scent control really is your stand location itself, I think.
Well, that and playing the wind.
Well, yeah, playing the wind for that stand location. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, there's definitely little things you can do to help. But,
little sipper for Curly?
Little sipper for Curly. So is that where you're ending the Curly story, or you got any more to add to it? Or
Euro. He's just going to get Euroed.
Well, obviously.
Well, had to send him over to, good old Dahmer's Taxidermy. Dahmer's, Dommers.
Yeah, Jesse does a good job.
Jesse Dahmer.
He is a Dahmer.
So yeah, but
he's a killer.
Talk about turnaround. I think Keith's getting back to him tomorrow, and this one's getting got back to me today.
He's quick turnaround. I mean, he's still on the small scale of things, but he's he enjoys doing it. He likes getting the deer in, and he enjoys doing the skull mounts.
Yeah.
He's the one that showed me how to do it. I remember when I shot, this had been back in probably like 2016, maybe 17. I shot a pretty nice buck with my bow. And I was like, I don't know, he's not big enough to where I really want to like mount him, and I didn't really have the money at the time. I just bought my house. Jesse's like, well, just skull mount him, dude. What do you mean? I'm like, I don't really want to pay for that either.
Right.
And he's like, no, we'll do it. And then we went there and did it.
Now he charges us.
Well, now that I know how to do it, I mean,
right.
I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
Me and you did your dad's.
Yeah, we did
a couple
halfway.
years ago, halfway.
Yeah, we did halfway.
Is that last year? You and me did it?
Yeah, it would have been last year, yep. Yep, did them in the deer shed. Deer shed was a little occupied this year, though.
Yeah, I'm putting up a garage, a barn.
Yeah, but Jesse did double wide for my dad last year.
Yeah, Jesse, I mean, for the price and the turnaround, you really can't beat it. And he's got it down to a science. He has these things all cleaned off and down to the bone in like 2 hours, and then he does some dye thing overnight and
wraps them in foil, and so he kept
within 48 hours you can pick up your deer.
Yeah, he was sending me pictures. He's like, he's wrapped, but he's not ready.
He's got it on his hands.
Oh yeah,
he loves it.
Yeah, and there's no bottom antler bleaching, where it sits down in the pot like you get at some places. I've seen them, they get bleached up the bottoms, and and it's not waxy or any of that stuff. It's like degreased nice, dude. He's getting to the point where
he's perfecting it.
Yep, for sure.
He's almost perfected it. He was telling me of a couple different ideas, which I won't say, Jesse, if you're tuning in.
Yeah,
don't give away your trade secrets. But which I picked up on one today.
That one, dude, I think that makes a huge difference. The one we talked about before we came on the camera that he does.
Oh,
that makes tons of difference.
You know how much time that shaves off?
Yeah.
And no one would ever notice it.
No.
The average person.
And it's safer. It's not as many
75% of people will look at this skull mount and not even pick that out.
No, 100%.
No.
But,
and he figured it out. It shaves a lot of time off.
Yeah.
But Jesse does a great job.
Yeah. So
I'm happy for him.
So I got a couple. I'd like to take a doe or two with the pistol again. I would really like to shoot another one with the pistol. I might even go out with the bow.
Thanksgiving morning, it's tradition. Yep. You going out?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll be out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to deep fry a turkey around noon, 1 o'clock, somewhere in there.
Yep.
So I'll get out for at least 3 hours.
Yep. I've been helping a couple of the neighbors track too. That's the other things too is neighbors that have been shooting them. They've been running on to ours, a couple of them, and we've gone and tracked. Helped my neighbor Ethan, his wife, shot her first buck. So we tracked that up. Spiker. So Spike's off the upcoming list, but that was cool. It was cool to share that with them and her first buck. Nice solid buck, dude. Good body on it. That thing was corn fed out the wazoo, and definitely not higher up on the breeding ladder than him. He was definitely still had a good chunk of fat on him. He wasn't leaned out, and running girls hard. So I don't think this guy freaking ate. Shoot the morning.
Yeah, he was pretty thin down.
Well, that morning I shot him, dude. I mean, whoever gets the cape on him, he's gonna have oily bark residue on his forehead, dude. He was tearing something up that morning, shredding something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm glad to be able to donate the cape. Nice big mature cape too. You don't really see a whole lot of them, getting donated because usually, again, a buck that size, gets typically shouldered. So, money's a little tight for us this year, so we opted to go with the euro and do a couple home improvements instead of having the money for the shoulder.
Which, like we were talking before the show, I think there's a little upside to a euro. I mean, you look at any of your shoulder mounts, that's not the actual shape of that deer's head.
Yeah, it's the form.
It's just the shape of the form.
You have its
coat, you have its cape.
Yeah.
But this is actually every deer's skull. If you look at any deer skull, every single deer has a unique skull.
Yeah.
In one way or another. And by euroing them, and this is another thing I learned from Jesse because he's a big euro guy. Mm-hmm. Euro's all his buck. That buck could be 136 inches. Mm-hmm. He's euroing it. His goal in life is to have a booner euro. He wants the euro.
I'm sure. That's cool. Does he have any shoulders?
He's got one.
Okay.
He's got one.
I've never been inside his house.
And his wife has one.
Yeah. Gotcha.
In their dining room area.
Which they're both killers.
Oh yeah, Nicole got a nice little buck this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that is the kind of the unique side of euroing your deer. It actually is, everything about it is the deer you shot.
And I like that, being able to take them down, pass them around to show them to folks, stuff like that too. Yeah, that's cool. Put your hands on them. And
people get their hands on them a little more. I mean, there's definitely an upside to euroing over a shoulder mount.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a couple things with them.
The thing I noticed, especially with the age class of the deer, is how their sinus.
Oh, the
glands right above their eyeballs. How different and unique they are into each deer, and definitely you can tell a difference from what their gland holes look like as a 2-year-old versus a 4-year-old, because they really start indenting around their eye sockets. Mm-hmm. Like him, you can see how it caves in.
It's got multiple
groove.
It's
almost like a groove. Like if a 2-year-old, it would just be smoothed over. It just have like maybe 1, 2 little holes.
Because that skull's still growing. Yeah.
Right.
They're not full skeletal maturity yet.
And the old Indian wise tale. They say that where the skull fuses together here, all the lines, is the path that he took his whole life. Those are all the miles he walked, or where all these little squiggly lines around his. They say that's where he walked his whole life. Those are the miles he put on.
Well, that must be just between the east and the west side of the road, because that.
I'll say this guy really he didn't move a lot. I think he was a Dungeons and Dragons player. He just liked to sit on his couch, eat Doritos.
Other than until this last year, and maybe that's what he waited. He waited his whole life, Nate, for his shot, for all of his buddies to get killed.
Yeah.
And then this year, he went balls to the walls, and
he's like, I outlived
the other
Mo,
students.
I outlived Larry. My life's over.
St. Patrick, Hornet outlived all those bucks. All the
But
good
he
ones.
was kind of a.
He was a very docile buck.
He just kind of minded his own business. He didn't really.
Yep. Never broke anything off. I mean, he's never chipped or broken.
I don't know how he would. Look how thick that is.
Well,
Everything's so thick.
Yeah. But even when he was younger, he never chipped or broke nothing. And, last year, I mean, he didn't put on, I mean, even if you look at like his 3-year-old set here, the only thing that was different was he went 7 that year. He had an oddball 7 year, on the in-between. But, the purling and all that stuff in the face that we talk about and the burr at the bottom, it's all identical. It's crazy how, when you're following those deer specifically, I look at that base, that kind of purling at the base and the way that pedicle is kind of formed, and it looks mirror images for
the white of the
that purling and how the pattern and kind of shape of it is. That's really how we start putting together these bucks or these bucks. And again, they don't have ear tags, so we are still making a guess. It's not 100%. But Bo comments in, do you think it's time to start focusing on food locations? Food's big right now. Corn's starting to come off on the pieces I hunt and around the pieces I hunt. You still got corn up.
Yeah.
As of today.
Unfortunately, I'm battling standing corn, like a lot of standing corn, like out of 65 acres, 41 of it is standing corn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm focusing on afternoon food. After tomorrow morning, I'm all done with morning sits. I will not hunt morning. I will be all afternoon food and sitting for the last 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Get out there for the last. I mean, even if you get out of work and you got an hour and a half left, you can get out there for the last hour and a half. I would, but I would definitely be focusing on the food and evening hunts after. The only reason he said focus on the food is just the amount of pressure that comes in the tradition of people hunting Thanksgiving morning. You might get something bumped your way.
Yep, kicked around a bit.
Because in my opinion, I think your mornings are about shot after opening day.
There's always a possibility.
And it all depends on the pressure in your area also.
Right.
If you have a low pressure area, you can probably get away with it.
Well, and the other thing too with the morning too, and this is going back to some of the DEC data, is over 60% of our harvest was this past weekend for the season.
Opening weekend.
Yep. So 60 to 70% of the harvest was this past weekend.
Which that coincides with all the Facebook posts you saw.
Yeah, I mean, that's true too. But you're looking at we're probably going to kill over 100,000 bucks. We've been killing 100,000 bucks every year for the last decade or better.
Yeah, and I think New York as a total kills like 260,000 deer.
260 is a high, but we're usually over 250,000 or so is about our average for riding.
Right around a quarter.
So we're killing well over 100, but killing probably closer to 150, 160,000 bucks. And and the majority of them are going to drop opening day. You think about that, that's over probably 50,000 bucks drop this past weekend. So your chances of seeing a buck in the morning has dropped by half, just by sheer numbers of it across the state. So,
yeah, you're $3 per square mile or whatever the hell it is. You're 11 deer per square mile, and 2 or 3 of them are actually bucks.
Yep.
They just cut down to 1.
Yeah. just by numbers, and every neighborhood's different, for sure. So, there's been and the neighbors I talked to them, took him around to show a couple folks because they knew we had a couple good ones around, and the old guy on the block that we knew of was Curly, so to speak, and a couple of them are saying passing those 6s and 7s, and they're waiting for that turn to come around, and it's amazing how everybody will get a turn on that merry-go-round in a good neighborhood when you start getting to that point with it. So, which is cool. I really do enjoy that and hearing about it. And then they say, oh, I passed this deer, and they show you a picture of them, and it's like, oh yeah, I've seen that deer around too on camera, or maybe I haven't passed them right off or whatever. But was talking to one of the neighbors that shot 2 does this morning that I helped track, And I told him, I said, this was the 17th buck I had go by me this year between the couple properties that I hunt. So, to get to this point, there was 15, 16 that I let go.
Right.
So it
Well, that suffices a modeling.
I don't know.
For
I think Bo Hunt would love that if you got that in front of the camera.
I do have a picture of me in my brand new camo.
If you can see it while he's in the house, you'll be.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it's so good. I don't even know if you'd be able to see me in the picture.
What I like about their pattern is the negative.
I'm telling you what, their pattern's awesome. Well, they have three
on
different patterns. This is the tannin.
Tehran or
Nah, it's like turnin or I don't know. But it's the only one that starts with a T. Yeah. I can never remember.
Terra? It's not Terra.
But tell me when I'm good, man. Bo, this is for you, man. This is me all.
You are looking.
Is it clear?
Pretty money, dude.
Not bad. Look at, I'm even doing like a half-ass left-handed karate chop for you, Bo.
Little ninja pose with it.
I know. And yes, I'm a Packers fan.
Yeah. If anybody was wondering.
If anybody didn't see the Greg Jennings jersey back there.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of there's a cheese head out in that that room too.
I wish I remember that when Bo asked me sooner.
Yeah. So, but no, good old Curly, dude. I was pumped. I couldn't believe it was him. I thought it was going to be Crafty, and I was going to have to make that decision about letting that 3-year-old go. Because I had him at 37 yards with the bow, so that's not really a pass. Bo says, "Oh my God, looks like he just walked out of a Cabela's magazine."
Hell yeah! I'm style. I got that drip. Is that what they call it now? Isn't that the slang word for looking good? Like
could be. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
That's that hunting drip right there.
That hunt drip.
Got that hunt drip.
That hunt word drip.
That hunt word drip.
Yeah.
But
this is right up my alley. This might be a little bit hot for you. That 110 proof or whatever. 115.
Do me a little small pour like you did on the last one.
114.8. It's good, dude. It's a good bottle of whiskey.
I still like the 10 better. Honestly, it's good.
Yeah,
I just want a little.
Just a little taste. But this is one I didn't think I'd be able to find again. And then my lovely friends at K&M said that they got it for me.
Yeah, that looked good.
I told you it looked good.
Yeah, it came in pretty nice.
Yeah, don't mind. We have weird video, audio.
Yeah, we got a delay from what we can see.
We're trying to figure it out.
But yeah.
It's food right now. It's probably what I'm going to be hunting.
It's all food. Afternoons too.
Mm-hmm.
I would really focus on afternoons.
Or there's a couple of spots historically that I have 1 year rule data with bucks that we're going to be trying to slot in on for dad or whatnot. There's some of that we're going to tap into, some of that historical trail camera data. There is some of that, but again, a lot of that corresponds not right now, but in another about 10 days, where some of these doe groups that didn't get all bred out during that first estrus cycle will be cycling back in. So we'll be looking at some of that stuff going forward with it too. But again, with these does coming out and really putting on that feed bag, that's where the bucks are going to be checking in the evenings to look for those does that are coming into that second estrus, or the fawns that are maturing and coming into estrus. So food's big, bedding's big, but
I think that's kind of more of what the second rut is. I think it's the fawns actually kind of just.
I do too.
Coming in. I don't think it's so much like late.
It might be a couple does that didn't get bred through.
And they're cycling again.
Yeah.
I think, a little bit of that, but I think the majority of it is the yearlings coming in.
Into December? Yeah. Where we are, anyway, in kind of farm country more, where they can get big enough.
I don't know anything else. I've only hunted around here.
True. But Andy, sorry I missed your comment. It said, "Congrats, Ben. Happy Thanksgiving." Thank you, Andy, and thank you everybody tuning in on this Thanksgiving Eve. We do appreciate it.
Andy's tuning in. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got.
He's had some studs on camera.
I'm
still waiting for that stupid cutout. I'm still waiting for Andy to send me a picture of that one he had on camera. That thing is a beast.
Yeah, but Nate showed me a couple pictures, a couple folks, locally that we know have killed some deer, some nice bucks. Yeah, dude, they're out there and around. Unfortunately, your hit list has been kind of dropping like flies, bud.
Yeah, unfortunately. Good for, I mean, good for the guys that are hunting around me. I mean, they're being successful. Um, I gotta, so I guess if for me to touch on my opening weekend, it's kind of par for the course for how my season's been going. Just kind of frustration, but also kind of seeing the light in it all, trying to pick out the good parts of it, trying to learn a little bit from it. But opening morning, I went out with my wife. We sat together, and it was kind of. I was a little frustrated because I thought we would see more, but we ended up seeing just a couple deer, very young deer. I think it was 2 young deer that came through. I think maybe one of the neighbors whacked their mom, and they came.
That's possible.
Strolling through, but it was fun. I guess in the moment I was a little frustrated with how things panned out opening morning, but then looking back on it, trying to find the good in it, because obviously I was really hoping for her. Because I brought my gun, but I was sitting with her. I was sitting like 5 feet from her. Like if something nice walked out, she's getting the shot. I wasn't even really hunting. But I mean, she had it all set up, man. I mean, she got the coffee and the thermoses. She had 2 big thermoses of coffee. She packed the breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah.
She had them all wrapped up, heated up, and packed in aluminum foil. And we dropped our 1-year-old son off at her parents' house at like 5:30, and then we drove back to my lease. And I had a little spot picked out that I thought would be productive, and I was wrong. But I mean, it was
just a good morning, though.
It was a good morning. I mean, looking back on it, it was time well spent with her. I mean, especially after Owen's been born, with her hobbies of the rodeo and the roping, and my hobbies not really coinciding with her hobbies a whole lot. I mean,
and a kid.
And the kid. I mean, we don't really get a lot of quality time together in the past year or so. And I mean, I guess looking back on that was a positive takeaway. Even though I was a little frustrated for the first couple hours of the morning set.
Yeah.
Watching all the neighbors or listening to all the neighbors' guns go off, and I'm just like, where? I mean, nothing's walking out. But a little bit of that. Another takeaway. Opening morning. Another positive note, which I hope a little more like sentimental things for me, I guess, this opening weekend instead of just hunting it hard and hitting the grind. But my grandfather, at 78 years old, I told him next time if he's going to do this, he needs to call me and inform me like roughly where he's going. Like I'm going to this property, or
the south end of this woods.
All right, you let my mom know, but she has no idea about the property. Like she might know like where it is, but she doesn't know where you're going on the property.
Yeah.
So either way, it doesn't matter. Grandpa went out there. Super happy, super proud of him. 78 years old, he went out and he had a spot set in his mind. He got a little information from my cousin who's been hunting it pretty hard of where the deer have been coming out consistently. Yep. And he did. He went up there and he got on top of a high point. He said he stood there for about an hour. He got out there about 6:30, right about legal shooting light. Said he stood there for about an hour, and he said his legs started getting tired. So he kind of looked around.
Got to bring the old camp chair, man.
He can't get out of a camp chair. He can't get himself
out.
You
got to get one of them rocker ones like the Price has got.
So he looked around and he saw this tree a few feet away that had a low branch that came out that he could go over and kind of lean against and half-ass sit on. So and it's hard for him to pick his feet up anymore. So he's literally shuffling. So he gets over there and he backs up to this branch and he half-ass sits on it. He's telling me, I know the story to a T because he's told me 12 times because he shot one opening day and I did not. And he shot a buck.
And you did not.
And I did not. So, so he, which I love it.
Yeah.
But either way, he says, I got over there and I backed up to this tree and I sat there. He goes, I'm sitting there and I'm holding, and he had his 2506. And I didn't know this, but he's never shot a gun with his 2506. And
Never shot a deer.
He's never shot a deer with his 2506. And he's raved about this gun his whole life. Like, it's his favorite gun he's ever owned.
Yeah.
So he backs up, and he's got the 2506, and he's sitting there, and he goes, and I look up, he goes, there's a deer right out in the field. He goes, and his eyesight isn't the greatest, but he says, I pulled the scope up, and I put it right on his head, and he goes, I was like, by God, it had horns. He goes, so I brought the crosshairs down, put it right on, and I let him have it. And he goes, he says he did a shot, he did his thing, and he knew he hit it, and it ran off just in the woods, and it tipped over.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was another great thing that happened in this opening weekend. Is my grandfather, who was a big reason I have a lot of the land that I have to hunt, because of the relationships he built with people in his past that know him, and by me spending time with him, that all kind of almost got, I guess, passed down to me,
right,
in a way.
And
I try and maintain those relationships that he had with certain individuals.
Yeah,
and, that's part of the reason why I have the property I have to hunt. But that was another good takeaway. So spending some quality time with my wife opening morning, listening to Grandpa's story and him being successful. I think it's his first year in like 5 or 6 years. It was a nice 7-point. And my cousin Cooper Knapp. Remember, I think it was last year, my cousin Julia shot her first buck with a bow. Well, her brother Cooper got his first deer ever. I believe it was a little basket rack buck. And so that was another cool thing that happened this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin Cooper got his first deer, so I was happy to see that. So yeah, that kind of wraps up my opening weekend. I mean, I hunted each morning and each afternoon, and I saw my personal self. I saw a total of 3 deer. But that's just the way it goes this year.
Yep. So I guess do we want to score Curly this episode? We're about 15 minutes till 1 hour in.
Did you see the buck from Sodas?
Andy's comments. Yeah, Andy said his neighbor shot his big game one day.
Well, Andy, sounds like your season's going the way mine is.
You can come over, Andy, and you can have 4 or whatever you want.
Andy, the neighbor shot my buck bottle is
whatever one you want.
Just pick it, because I'm drinking out of the same one. But
yeah. Did you hear about that 200 in Sodas?
Is that the one that got hit by the car?
No.
In the road?
No. I got shot open in the morning. This thing's a fucking giant, dude. Like giant. Like not your long.
There's one giant. Over in Walworth got hit by a car that was a beast.
No, this will be top 3 in New York easily this year. Sure. Easily. This guy.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a big deer.
So I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure the guy that shot that deer, his daughter killed the biggest buck for youth for the Northeast a couple years ago. I don't know if it's the same property or not, but I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. Same last name, same town.
Good for him.
Yeah. So, yeah, I heard about it, Andy. I thought he was more maybe in that 220 class, but 200, dude, that's a heck of a hill to get up over. But yeah, giant deer for sure. Steve says, sounds great. Camera looks awesome. I'm hoping it's good. I mean, I keep getting kind of error message or whatever with it, but yeah, I'm hoping the video and audio gets better. I'm still debating whether to try to hardline something off the router tower or trying to figure out a better streaming carrier. We tried to figure out the one that you recommended, Steve, before this, and I couldn't get the audio or the video to link up with it for whatever reason. So I got to play around with that over the next couple of days. So you guys might be seeing a few attempts at trying to make the stream work or whatever. Andy says uncle, so the uncle of the girl that shot that buck. Gotcha. Same family though. I mean, they're killers, dude. They've killed some really good bucks up there. But yeah, we'll do a quick little score curly here for the end of the episode. Anybody wants to take a gander at them and a guess, we'll give you inside spread, because that's what we always give you guys for the one measurement for the deer when we're scoring them on this. I don't think he's a three-folder. Oh, Nate, he's a three-folder. I didn't think he's definitely my widest buck then. I've never had one that went three folds. He's a three-folder, buddy.
Three-fold.
We are 19 3/8. That's my widest buck, dude, ever. 19 3/8. Not gonna hit the 20 mark. So that's the one measurement you folks get for the score guesstimation on them is 19 and 3. So I think he's probably gonna go right in that 130, that low 30 range. It's kind of my guess. He's gonna go like 131 or something in that ballpark. I don't think he's going to be much better than that. Just because of his mass and his beams, I think, really.
And we are slacking this year. We got to get something made up for some giveaways.
Yeah, we're talking hats. You know,
I know last year we did that infinity bottle, and we did like a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we need to start doing some stuff for you guys. If anybody's got any ideas for apparel, like what you would want to see, we talked ball caps with leather patches. We talked knit hats. We were talking before the show. Maybe another batch of Uncle. Andy said Uncle. The guy that shot that big giant was the uncle of the girl that shot that big one. Last year or 2 years
I'm thinking
ago,
the knit hat idea. I think we get some knit hats with the logo on it.
Yeah, I think so too.
People can wear them out hunting or just wear them casually, whatever.
So
I like the knit hat idea.
So Andy will probably give me crap about this. I'm not taping them. It's my own buck, so I don't care. I'm putting pencil marks right on his antlers. But usually I tape them up and when I straight line them. But that's
Andy, smack him.
Yep. Take my score license away or whatever.
How long is that good for? 2 years?
I think I'm good indefinitely. We need scores out the wazoo, so. But you know, Nate, and it kind of figures the years you and me get into big buck contests.
People shoot bigger ones?
Well, we don't shoot any during bow season. We were in an archery big buck contest and we didn't.
Yeah. You never know.
You never know. I don't know. Does that count for late bow muzzleloader if I kill one?
Bow says 126.
Bow says 126 on the guess. So we'll see. I think he's going to measure better off the back.
So we doing
what do we want to do for a giveaway? How about this?
When we get the hats made, like you just get one?
Yeah.
You just got to write it down and remember?
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Because I think we can get the hats made and get them here pretty frequently, pretty fast.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty quick. I think if we get them ordered now, they'll be here by Christmas. Yeah. Ooh, that'd be a good idea. Get them here by Christmas.
So we got a dozen or so made. Some giveaways.
Alrighty, so got all my nice pencil lines in there. So again, taking guesses, Bo Hunt right now is going to be the best guess with 126 because he's the only guess. I don't know, dude. I think with that 19 and 3/8, I think he might bump over that 30. You know, I don't know. That's tough to say, dude.
You want me to write the measurements down?
Yeah, if you would, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Am I out of brewskis?
Ben texted. Ooh. Look at that. Andy says text you. Oh, it's texting me a score sheet of the big guy. Is that what Andy just sent me?
Not sure.
Big one's green score.
Oh, shit.
208 and change. Dude. 41 inches of non-typical points. He doesn't have 41 inches of 2s, 3s, and G1s, dude. Andy says 128. Nobody thinks he's going to break that 30 mark. I don't know, Nate. What's your guess? Everybody's coming in. I'm going 131. 131 and an eighth.
I feel like you already measured him.
I did not.
You cheating? Just making sure.
I haven't had him back long enough to measure him. I just went and picked him up from Jesse today. Mom says 133. My mom or my dad, I don't know.
So the giveaway is off of this live stream. Like, no, it's got to be.
Yeah, you got to be commented in. I don't know what we'll do. We'll do a hat.
I think we're going to do knit hats, definitely.
I think knit hats is definitely a good one.
I think we just start with that. We'll do knit hats this year. We did the sweatshirts last year.
This is where he's going to fall short.
And now they're contraband.
18 and a half on the right beam.
Where'd your pencil go?
Right here. Sorry.
You're going to make me do this. I gotta have a little something to sit on.
18.
You got my blade anywhere?
No, but you can crack one. There.
You got ice?
Yes.
You need a cube.
Okay. Cube it is.
So you said left beam was
right beam.
or right beam?
Right beam. 18 and a half.
Right beam.
That's actually kind of surprising. I figured he'd have 20s, but he does kind of come up short on his beams.
My bow buck last year, or my gun buck last year had.
Well, look at you, Nate. Only got one more key after this one to collect.
It's at my house.
No, it doesn't count. It's not mine.
You bought it. You can have the key.
No, it doesn't count. So we're drinking a little blade and bow. He's gonna pour a little blade and bow. And there's a numbered key on every bottle. There's 5 of them. I got 4 of them. So
you just take the key off of the bottle you gave me.
No, I can't do that. It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Just whatever. There it is. Jesus, what size is that, mother?
Say you want a cube.
Where'd you get these things?
Little ice mold.
Oh, they fit perfectly in the glass too.
Yep. A nice ice mold.
I like them.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. I'm at 131. What do you think, Nate?
Oh, we got some more.
My mom said 133.
133. Got 128 and 126.
Yep.
127 and 6/8.
127, 6/8. I don't know. I think he's going to be right at that 30 mark. So he's going to go 18 and 6 on his left.
18 and what?
6/8. Left. G2. 7 right on the nose.
G3.
Left G3. Go right up the ridge. 4 and 2/8. Front side measurement of the brow, which is probably going to be the one.
Left. ER.
5 and 6. It's a good 5-inch brow tine there, dude. We don't get them. I don't know if I got one over 5 inches. Probably George's. George upstairs got nice brows. Yep. So that's the cool thing too, actually. Talking about scoring a deer, you can measure up either side of the brow tine and take the longest measurement, either up the front or up the back. And typically, up the front, or whichever way it curves. If it curves forward, you would measure from the back and get, the extra 1/8 or 2 or whatever it might be. Or with this one, he kind of curls back, so we'll measure from the front. That's typically where you get your longest.
So your 5 and 6/8 was still the
5 and 6/8 was still the longest. It was 5 and 4/8 off the back.
So you're doing right side now?
Right side G2.
G2.
We got this is as nice as time right here. 9 and 2. 9 and 2/8. And then G3 is 4 and 7/8.
Right brow.
Right brow, and this one kicks back too, so I'm assuming the front's going to be the longest. 3 and 7/8, not quite 4. Check the back just to be safe. Yeah, see the back is only 3 and 5. So 3 and 7 is the one that'll hold on that. It's the only one that you take the longer measurement of, if anybody was wondering. All right, so right side mass 1, and you take the smallest mass measurement between the burr and the G1 or the brow tine. We are going to be right at the bottom, 4 1/8. So only 4-inch bases. Kind of surprised, but I think he's going to carry it pretty close all the way out to 4, all the way out. 3 and 7 for mass 2. Mass 3 is 3 and 4.
This is his right side.
Right side, yep. Yep, 3 and 4 is the shortest. So then for the fourth mass measurement, you go center tine, tip of the beam, which is 6. So I measure it at 3 inches, and he's going to be pretty little out here. Yeah. 2. Curse of 8-pointers. That short 4 measurement, man.
So now we're going left mass.
Left mass. Left mass. 4 and 1/8. Identical.
Yep.
And next one. Let's see this one. He's going to drop a little bit. 3 and 7 holds. 3 inch 7/8. About the same.
That's the same.
Yeah, he's pretty symmetrical.
Got identical mass measurements so far.
3 and I'm gonna call him 3 and 4/8. Not quite to that 5 mark yet.
So that's identical still.
Is it?
Yep.
And then we got tip of the beam. Middle tine is only 5 inches there. So we got 2.5 here. And we have 2 and 1/8.
Ooh, 1/8 difference on the mass.
Yep. A little bit fatter out here on this one. And it's kind of cool. I don't know if he's got a road rash there on the end of his beam or what that is. Kind of looks like you could ground him on some gravel.
A lot of bucks have that.
I noticed that when we were looking at them. All right, so let's add up the eighths first and get that out of the way.
All right, you
Run the calculator. Just anybody following along can verify my math here. So go right down the eighths. What do we got?
3.
Yep.
4.
4.
6.
6.
2.
2.
6.
6.
2.
2.
7.
7.
7.
7.
1.
1.
7.
7.
4.
4.
1.
1.
7.
7.
4.
4.
1.
1. That's it.
That's all the eights.
62.
62 divided by 8.
So that's 7 inches and 0.75. So that's 7 and 6/8.
So we got 7 and 6/8 of 8 measurements.
Yep.
So now we're going full inches.
Full inches.
So
So
we
we
got
got
19,
19,
18,
18,
18,
18,
7,
7,
4,
4,
5,
5,
9,
9,
4,
4,
3,
3,
4,
4,
3,
3,
3,
3,
2,
2,
4,
shit. Plus the 7.
Plus the 7 and 6/8.
Ain't even close. Everybody's light.
Man, 118 even, huh?
118 and 6/8.
Plus the 7 and 6/8.
Yeah. 118 and 6/8. So
the lowest score won.
Yeah.
Which was Bo.
Bo. Well done, Bo.
Bo, you won a hat.
Again, it's tough. It's tough taking a guess off of just looking at them. The beams being short, dude, is what hurt them. 18-inch beams instead of like beams. 22s or something like that.
So what did you say? 118 and 6/8.
118 6/8. So came up pretty short, honestly, kind of all around on guesses. Again, dude,
green. So he's probably going to dry around 116, 115.
Yeah, that'd be fair. So, not quite probably going to make Gunbuck book. It's funny.
What is Gunbuck?
120.
120,
I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Hey man,
we're not missing a measurement, are we? We got inside width, right beam, left beam, brow tine, G2, G3, brow tine, G2, G3. Mass 4 measurements, mass 4 measurements.
Bo says didn't have the length. 118 and 6/8. So unless there was one that we missed.
Didn't have the length. The inside, what do you mean, length on the beams, Bo?
That was the 18s. Both of those were 18s. We'll double check.
18 and 4/8.
19. Both beams were 18. So what do we got after that? After the beams and the width.
7.
7.
4.
4.
5.
5.
9.
9.
4.
4.
3.
3.
4.
4.
3.
3.
3.
3.
2.
2.
4.
4.
3.
3.
3.
3.
2.
2. Yep. That's it. 118 6/8. That's it. Double check the math on it. 118.
I can't believe he didn't go 120.
I thought he was closer to that 30 mark, dude. But again, just goes to show you, dude. Great buck. Wouldn't let him go by me.
He didn't.
Well, no. But beams, again, we talk about.
So this is actually leads into an interesting topic. I know we're pushing that 1 hour.
Yeah.
But that post you made the other day about culling deer and all that stuff,
that NDA article.
and how they're really the average
4-year-old
growth.
Yeah.
That by like captive deer and like culling and specific breeding with, all right, I want this buck to breed in my area
with this good doe or whatever.
The average total size that deer gained by all that human influence
being right
was only like 7 inches on average.
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
dude, again,
beautiful buck, a lot of history, which is a really cool part about him.
Yeah. Hopefully next year, well, this shed season, maybe we'll find his sheds. We walk past sheds every year. We still find some old chewed up mossy ones and other stuff here and there, so I would love to find another 1 or 2 of his sheds. Maybe if a neighbor finds one or something.
So this weekend when we're sitting in the stand, we got to figure out where we want to get our hats done.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk to my wife because they have a lot of stuff made for BDTC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But knit hats and Bo, shoot us a message with your address. We'll get you over a hat for closest to the pen.
We'll mail you a hat.
Hopefully by Christmas.
I bet you.
It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be long
before that.
Because I mean,
there's a place right in town that used to do it. If they're still open, we get them done quick. We just go buy the hats, drop them off. Like go to Walmart, buy whatever hats you want, drop them off, and she
whatever fits good or whatever. Yep.
She just embroiders them.
Yeah, man. So I think that's a good place to end it for tonight. We got good story with Curly tonight. Keith is going to swing by next week and tell the story of his buck that he tagged. So, and
maybe I'll let Keith have my seat and I'll go hunting.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping you kill one and we can tell 2 stories that night.
That would be sweet.
That's a better idea. And then that.
Never know. I'll be out there. I'll be trying. I'll be grinding it out. Grinding it all year.
But dude, I'll change in 5 minutes. Like, literally.
Season can change in 1 minute.
Yeah. But no, it's it's definitely good. It's something that we've been wanting to do is get some more merchandise or whatever the heck you want to call it.
Yeah, last year we kind of. It's too bad that we had to change our name.
Yeah, kind of jumped the gun on the hoodies. So we're thinking about doing maybe another batch of hoodies and hats.
I definitely want to do the knit hat. I really do like that idea.
I do like the knit hat, and I think a leather patch hat kind of like this would be pretty sharp too, with the logo on it and the leather kind of burnt in or whatever you want to call it. I think would be pretty
Then
cool.
with the hat, we'll throw in a sticker.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stickers.
So if you got a garage refrigerator, a toolbox, like slap
Truck.
stickers on, or truck, whatever.
We'll throw some stickers in with it too.
Throw some stickers. Throw a couple. He's got some buddies that would like it.
100%.
Throw some stickers on there.
Throw some stickers in with it.
He's got hundreds of stickers.
Yeah,
it would be nice to get some whiskey glasses, like
little rocks glass or something.
Yeah, we'll get the
100 proof put on.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there. But yeah, keep toting us around to your friends, family, all that stuff. We really appreciate all the support and all the people we've had referred to us, all the people that come up to us, whether we're at like an outdoor show or hanging out at the store. They're like, "Oh, you guys that do the podcast, Nate and Ben, 100 proof."
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool when you get recognized.
Yep. People saying they like the show, all that stuff. Have caught it, and we're liking being able to share the stories with you guys, help you guys out. But yeah, I think food going forward is the big takeaway from tonight, and unpressured food. If you have unpressured food, that's going to pay the dividends. So,
yep.
So yeah. So my dad can also still rub it in my face because double wide score better than him.
I would guess that.
I think that's going to happen.
Double wide.
Yeah, he's got the width. He's got the width, and he's got more points.
We already scored double wide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went 125.
Yeah.
Or I think, or somewhere in that ballpark. But again, 2 5-year-olds don't break 130. Yep. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. If you're checking this out on Facebook, check us out over on YouTube after the fact, which all these episodes get posted on YouTube. And you can share those around, listen to them at work, whatever.
Prior episodes.
Yep, prior episodes are on there, everything like that. Rachel says she wants a sticker. We can get you a sticker, Rachel. I'm surprised Connor doesn't. We should just splash them all over Fox, Foxies. Fox shirts. Alpha 1, sorry, it's Alpha 1 now. My bad.
Wants a sticker.
Yeah, I got you a sticker, Rachel. Right here.
We got a whole pile of them, man. We'll get you a sticker. There you go. Many as you want.
Yeah, many as you want. Make it rain. So, well, thank you guys, and we'll catch you all next time down here at the bar or wherever we're shooting one of the episodes from. And good luck. Be safe. Shoot straight, guys. And catch you all next time.
See ya.
See ya.